I think at 12, you're still trying to figure out who you are and be comfortable within yourself. I think at 12, I very much was worried about, what if this doesn't work? What if I put all this effort in and it doesn't work? And what if I, do this and I feel like I fail? Or what if I do this and I let someone down? And ultimately, the fact that you are trying means that you've already won. You've already succeeded, because we have to try. That's the first rule of life for me, is have a crack, have a go. Even when you feel nervous, or even if you feel like you're going to embarrass yourself or you could fail, you've got to have a crack, because magical moments happen when you step outside of your comfort zone. If we only ever stayed in our comfort zone and we only ever stayed here and didn't do anything that challenged us or anything that excited us or anything that we could fail in, then life would be very boring, and that's what makes unhappy people.
Yeah.
We have to constantly challenge ourselves, grow, learn, and step outside our comfort zone, because I promise you, every moment in my life that has been special is because I challenged myself and stepped outside my comfort zone. Stepping outside our comfort zone is where magic moments happen. So you know what? You have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I'm now going to say, I've got one story that I want you to know that I think every child should know, and that should be taught in schools, and every adult should know this as well. Have you ever heard of the lizard brain?
No, I have not.
The lizard brain, and you can Google this and it'll show you. It's called the lizard brain, which is a nickname, or the reptilian brain, for a very real part of our brain that exists. And it's trying to do a job, and quite often we don't need it to do its job anymore, because it used to be really relevant. It's a part of our brain that basically stops us doing dangerous things. But it's all about, its job is to stop us from perceived risky behaviour.
My brother does not have that.
He probably doesn't have it. Do you know why? And I'll tell you why, that a male lizard brain is less powerful than a female lizard brain. Because you think about it, back in the cavemen and women days, the male used to have to go out and hunt a saber-toothed tiger and kill it and bring it back to the village for food, right? So they couldn't be scared or worried or think that they're going to get killed. They had to have the confidence to say, I can kill that beast and bring it back to feed my village.
Yeah, he can.
The whole job of a woman back then was to keep the village safe. That was their whole job. When the men go out and hunt, we keep the village safe. We keep the elderly, the children, and the village safe. How do we do that? We stay small, hidden, camouflaged. We don't put ourselves out there. We don't make loud noises. We don't do anything that could bring attention to ourselves. We stay safe, small, hidden, and camouflaged, right? So that was our lizard brain saying, this is how we stop risky behaviour, okay? The problem is, we've evolved. There is no saber-tooth tiger anymore trying to kill us, or that we need to hunt to bring back to the village for food, okay? But our lizard brain is still trying to stay relevant. So your lizard brain is the voice in your head that says, Millie, you're not fast enough to do this. You're not smart enough to do that. Don't raise your hand in class. You might embarrass yourself because you're not smart enough to know that answer.
God, I hate my lizard brain.
See? Now, what I need you to know is that every single person has a lizard brain. Every single person has a voice in their head that says they're not enough of something.
I probably got like 3 of their voices.
Right?
I've got ADHD and I hear those all the time.
Okay. Well, do you want to know the thing? Usually what your lizard voice is telling you that you're not good at or you're not enough of is actually your superpower. But also it tells really clever people that they're not smart enough. It tells really beautiful people that they're not pretty enough. It tells really funny people that they're not funny enough, because it's trying to stop you from perceived risky behaviour. Because by you stepping outside of your comfort zone, by asking questions, by putting yourself out there, by making yourself visible, you could fail, you could embarrass yourself, which is all risky behaviour. So once you realise that it's trying to do a job that you don't need it to do, right, start trying to stay relevant when you don't need it to stay relevant.
Yep.
All you need to do to switch off its power is to acknowledge it. You can name your lizard brain. I know lots of performers that name their lizard brain. Call it Frank. And then once you've decided on a name and you say, I know what you're trying to do, I acknowledge that you're there and that you're trying to do a job, I don't need you to do your job. You can be quiet now. So you can take its power away simply by acknowledging it and telling that you don't need it to do its job anymore.